Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Jason, my guy behind the camera is Trenton, and this is the Diamond Knife Company. Let's go. As I mentioned in the intro, my name is Jason. I'm here with Trenton behind the camera, who's been shooting all the content for the channel. Happy to be here with him. Also happy to be here with all of you guys, because today we're going to be looking at knives from Kubey Knives. Now we've got one model to look at called the Drake, but before we look at that, I want to let you know where we're located, and that's here in Portland, Texas, at a shop called My Mom Had That. Now, if you're not local to the area and you want to check them out, you can do that on Instagram at My Mom Had That. You can also check us out and follow us on Instagram at Diamond Knife Company. All right, now let's talk about these knives that we're going to be looking at today. I've got two out of my personal collection, along with two from Kubey Knives, which is the same model, one with upgraded materials and one with a base model. So let me get you in here closer and we'll take a look at them. All right, so we've got a couple of knives here to look at from my personal collection. The first one we're going to take a look at is going to be this one right here. This one is the Titus. It's got a D2 blade, the G10 scales. The knife has an open back design right here. You can see the barrel standoffs here. It does have a lanyard hole. I added the paracord lanyard with the Emerson skull bead. Deep carry steel pocket clip. And it is a liner lock, as you can see right there. And it's a nice design for a knife. I'm really fond of the fuller in the blade right here. I like the hole cutout. It gives you a couple of different options how to open it, whether you want to do like a spidey flick like that, or if you want to use the flipper there, the flipper tab. Also, it's nice if you want to just like thumb roll, so that you can do that as well. So overall, really nice knife. I've carried this quite a bit, but I actually carry this next one more so than the Titus, and this one is the Carve. And I really like this knife. There's a lot of things about it that I like. One, the fuller right here on the blade, to me that's just really awesome. I like the Tanto on it, and I do like that it has a black blade on it. The black blade with the green handles for me is just one of my favorite themes for a knife. And then I also like this design right here where they milled that out on the flipper tab, which goes into a choil there, forward choil there. So it's very, very, as far as ergonomics, this knife really feels good in the hand. As you can see here, this one does not have a pocket clip. Well, I should say a lanyard hole. I had to use the pocket clip on this one for the lanyard. Same Emerson skull bead right here, but I had to slide the lanyard onto the pocket clip. Deep carry pocket clip. Doesn't bother the function at all with having this on there, so that's worked out really well. But yeah, you can see the ergonomics here, how this handle has been milled out on the sides, and then just when you put your hand on there, I mean, it just really, it feels really comfortable, even using that forward choil there. So this is one of my favorite carries. But the one that we're going to look at today is going to be the Drake. This is the budget model that I want to show you guys. Coated D2 blade, just like the other one, but this one has more of a stonewash finish on it. Kind of has a, I guess, a modified like sheep's foot shape to it. And I really like this cutout here. Kind of gives the same action as the Titus, where if you want to slow roll it with your thumb, you can do that. If you want to use the flipper tab, that works great as well. And then also you can spidey flick it using that middle finger there. So that works really well. Small tab too, so it's not very, doesn't stick out very much. Have a smaller choil here in the front where you can put your finger in there. It does work. My finger's a little bit larger, but it still fits in there. But it has a nice slope here on the handle, so it's very, very comfortable. It's a little bit smaller of a knife in my hand. I mean, I'll give you a shot of that right there, but still, it feels comfortable, and the whole handle fits them almost all the way to the end of my hand. So very comfortable. Same thing, it's got a steel deep carry pocket clip. You can see that right there. Open design like all the other knives that we've looked at so far, with the barrel standoffs here, and then it's got a small, you can see that's got a small, what they call a back spacer right there. This one is designed, this is the designed maker, the maker's mark right here, and then you can see that it is D2 steel there, and liner lock as well. So the next one is going to be the same model, just with upgraded materials. This one's going to have the CPM S30V blade material. It's got the Digi Camo G10 scales, which I love. This is my favorite G10 scale. And if it had a black blade, that would be perfect for me. Now the pocket clip on this one is upgraded as well. This one's going to have a titanium pocket clip. Not as deep carry as the others, but still not bad. Not bad at all, actually. And then they're calling this back spacer titanium as well. And then this one is a liner lock as well. As you can see there, the lockup. So very smooth action. Very smooth action on all of these knives, actually. They all run on caged ball bearings. So what I want to do now is break down these two knives down to their individual pieces, and we'll get a better look at the workmanship on the inside, make sure everything is top-notch like it is on the outside. And once I get these pulled apart, I'll give you my thoughts on what I find. All right, before we get into breaking these knives down, I wanted to show you guys this kit that I have, along with, just to let you know what you're going to need to break these down. You're going to need a T6, T8, and on this knife here, the pivot is actually a T10. So we pulled the T10 out of this kit. Believe this is a kit that we got from Walmart. It's got all different types of bits in it. So it's labeled as an electronic repair kit, 77 piece. So it's got a bunch of cool things in there, all different kinds of bits, tweezers, and bunch of different things, so it come in real handy for things other than breaking knives down. So we pulled the T10 out of there, and so if you don't have one of these knives, just to let you know, if you do decide to break them down, those are the tools you're going to need. So I'll go ahead and start breaking down this first model here, and once we get it all broken down, I will go over what I find and my thoughts on all the individual pieces. All right, now that we have these knives broken down, I want to give you my thoughts on the breakdown and the individual pieces. So we'll start up here with the pivot for the knife. This is for the base knife, the black knife with the black blade. This right here is going to be the pivot. You can see here it's got the Kubey branding on it. And that's one thing to note as well on the design of this knife, is most knives will have a screw on the pivot. This one's only got a screw on one side, so this piece will screw into there. And what keeps this from spinning is actually right here. There is actually a cutout in this piece right there that will mate up with the cutout right here. When they mill this, they mill around that, so these two pieces have to mate together, and that's what keeps this from turning whenever you put it together. So that's one thing to make sure, that when you take this apart, you don't have it cocked to the side. It needs to be straight so that it actually clicks down in there. So that's one thing that I saw when taking these apart. The pocket clip, this one sits on the G10. It's not nested down. It does have two screws that will mount it to the G10. So right here it'll sit flush, whether you mount it on the left or the right side of the knife, here or there. And then also you can see these are the individual pieces. Since it is an open back construction, these are all your barrel standoffs and what they call the backspacer on this model. The rest of your hardware here. And then these do ride on caged bearings. So you've got one of these on each side of the knife. There's 9 ball bearings on here, so it's a total of 18 ball bearings for the knife. And those are actually sit inside of the blade. You can see here where it's milled out, and these actually will sit in on both sides of the knife. This other one will fit in there as well, like that. And you can see where the detent ball on the liner lock will sit, and then that's the travel of the actual detent ball. Everything is milled out really nicely. The tolerances are really good. There's no slop. Everything fits in there really well. And then here are the liners. This is the liner lock here. Right here, this will be the liner lock with the detent ball in it right there. And then on the other liner, this is going to have your blade stop. So when the blade opens, this is the travel stop for the blade. And it's going to be the same thing for this model here. Just obviously this one has different materials like we spoke about before. This one has the titanium pocket clip, and then also the titanium backspacer on this one. Same design, same thing with the pivot. Still has the cutout here, and it mates with the G10. Same cage ball bearings, same number of ball bearings. There's not an upgrade. There's not a larger amount of ball bearings. So they all fit in the same. But everything is milled really nicely. Everything fits in there really well. You can see here that, I mean, it fits in there really nicely. There's no slop. Everything is done very, very well. So overall, I'm very impressed with the manufacture of these knives. Even on the base model, it's just as good as the upgraded model. So I'm going to put these knives back together, see if everything goes back together as easily as it came apart. And once we do that, I'll give you my thoughts, my final thoughts on these knives. right, guys, we got the knives back together. Everything is functioning just as well as when we had them brand new out of the box. They went back together super easy, just as easy as they came apart. I'm really impressed with these knives, I gotta say. I think that any of you out there would be happy with either of these knives. It's just gonna come down to what type of materials you want on your knife. So either of these, in my opinion, are a win. And speaking of wins, we are gonna be giving both of these knives away. We're also gonna be giving away this carrying case from Kubey that will hold both of these knives, along with the cleaning towel and the sticker. So if you want to be entered in to have a chance to win these, all you have to do is like and subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, head over to Instagram and follow us there. Now, one stipulation I will say is that we're only shipping here in the United States, and you need to at least be 18 years old. So if you can do all those, then you're going to be registered in. We're going to take the first 100 comments, so make sure to get in there, get your comment, get subscribe to the channel, and then also if you want to be notified of future videos, make sure to hit the notification bell, because we've got more budget videos coming out. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out to the end of the video. Stay tuned. Like I said, we've got more videos coming, and until then, we'll see you next time.